Hi everybody, Coach Stacy Lynn here, and I want to thank you guys for clicking that button and do me a favor and subscribe if you like some of the content that I am providing here for you. So it is the day after Christmas, and my question to you is, how are you feeling? Are you feeling tired, people? Are you? Are you like exhausted from the emotional put out you had to put through yesterday? I know some people are. Just saying. Which is why I thought I would come in here today just to say hi, to encourage you, and actually just share something with you that I've learned this year. I just received this email from email that I subscribe for physical therapy. And the guy that wrote the email has this massive audience, and he was sharing 10 lessons he's learned this year. I'm going to share with you one lesson that I've learned this year, and maybe it will help you. And that has to do with taking other people's pain on myself. Here's what I mean. Compassion fatigue. And I think that you can have compassion fatigue, especially if you're in the helping professions, like I am. Okay, I mean, Generally, though, I don't know how to say this. I feel a lot. I'm very empathetic. I have a lot of empathy for people, and I have a lot of compassion for people. But what I have learned this year is that I cannot take and walk with and suffer with people who are not asking me to. I'll give you a couple of examples. Earlier this year, a couple months ago, about 2 months ago, a former pastor that I used to go to his church, I got really hurt actually in this church, and this man hurt me quite a bit, so I understand spiritual abuse. But his wife committed suicide, and I was really, I took it really hard. Obviously, I don't like it when anybody kills themselves, but when you actually know the person, and you've had a bad experience with their spouse, it was really hard because even though this guy hurt me a lot, my reaction to his wife killing herself, was way different than what I expected. I just felt really bad. I felt really super bad for this guy, and I still do. But what I found myself doing was tuning into his church service and just partaking of the pain in that congregation, even though I hadn't been in that church for 17 years. So I had to pray about it, and and I came to the conviction that, what, I don't have to partake of the pain of that church. And what I mean by that is I don't have to follow everything with it as much as I cared about him. And I did send the pastor a card, and I gave him my condolences and stuff. Didn't hear anything from him, and I probably won't either. But I had to really deal with my own fatigue. Here's the other thing too. Locally, there's a business in my area. The owners have done a lot for the city. They're very gracious and compassionate people, but both of them have been having a lot of major health problems. And everywhere on my Facebook, it's this business, and it's like raise money for them and blah blah and all this other stuff. Well, I donated to the cause, but eventually I had to unfollow because just seeing their problems continually before me started to make me feel overwhelmed and like, okay, like I have this massive burden now for them. And yeah, I can pray for them, but man, I feel like I'm carrying a load. And so, I realized that in order to protect my own heart so that I can help people, I had to unfollow them. And, I have a prayer app. I put in people's names in there and I pray for them, but I cannot follow every single thing that happens, because if I do, it's just not good for me ultimately. And this is an issue, everybody, that I think we as 21st century Christians, or people just in general, we have, because we live in the most information saturated society world I think that has ever been. If you watch the news, which I don't, you are going to become so overwhelmed with all the problems in the world. Every day you could have on your Facebook, or someplace, pray for so and so, pray for this, pray for Africa, pray for this, pray for, wherever there's a natural disaster, pray, 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 and eventually it's just too much. And here's what I want to come in and tell you. I want to tell you that Jesus himself, he actually took breaks. The Lord, the King of Glory, the one who came down from heaven to earth and came in human flesh to walk among us, to serve people, he took breaks. Even he took breaks. And so that is our example as followers of Christ. If Jesus can take a break after he healed all these people, can you imagine the compassion that he felt and the fatigue physically that the Lord felt after he did all this healing and all this stuff? I can't actually, because I'm nothing like the Lord. But if God himself and mankind wrapped in flesh had to take a break, then we do too. And not only that, but scripture tells us that we have to bear one another's burdens. So what that means is everybody that, you take turns. You do not have to bear the burdens of all your friends' problems, their health issues, and all this stuff. And look, I know I'm primarily talking to an audience a little older than me, my age and older. If you're a younger person watching this, then I hope, and by younger I mean like under 40. That's supposed to be funny, people. Just saying. Anyway, but if you're younger, keep in mind that you are going to get older, and the older that you get, the more people you're going to know who are going to die and get sick. It's just part of the human condition. At some point, I'm not going to be here. At some point, unfortunately, you won't be here either. And we will all have illness and all that stuff to deal with, right? I've already lost my parents. My mother died when I was in my 30s, and my dad died a couple years ago. So I'm actually one of the younger people I know in my age group that's lost both my parents. And it is hard when you have friends your age and then you're seeing them, either get sick themselves, or you see them losing their parents, and you just see all this stuff. So I just want to come here to encourage you that compassion fatigue is a real thing, and you do not have to bear the burdens, and you don't have to engage. You actually have permission. I'm going to give you permission. Not that I can, not it's my business to give you permission. Who am I to give you permission? But if you need permission, I'm going to give it. And the permission I'm giving you is to disengage, to go have fun, to not think about those people's problems all the time. Pray and then let it go, because God can deal with it. And if you are in a good spot in your life right now where your health is great, you are in a you're not going through some major crisis, then enjoy it, because what's going to happen? You're going to enter in one of those stages at some point. And if you're too busy entering these stages with all your friends and people you don't even know, you're not going to have any energy to deal with it when it's actually yours right now. So all that to say, I just wanted to bring that to you, because the end of the year is stressful for a lot of people, and it's not your responsibility to save the world. And you're worrying about it and doing all this other stuff isn't going to change whatever that situation is, especially if it's, an illness. Like, I have another friend from high school, her son just died suddenly in a freak accident. And I have no words for that. But if I dwell on it constantly, if I go to her Facebook and I look at it constantly, it's going to drive me crazy. I'm going to be depressed and I'm going to feel like I'm completely like not being a good friend. When the reality is I'm a great friend. I've known this person since high school. You know what I'm saying? So leave me a comment and tell me what you think. Do you struggle with this? Because if you do, again, I want to give you the permission to disengage. Take care of yourself. Do something kind for yourself. And then also ask yourself this: are you this compassionate towards yourself? My dog's whining. I just threw something at him. And I hit him too. I nailed it. He sleeps there. See, I distracted him. Anyway, so are you this compassionate towards yourself? Right? Most of you probably aren't, because you're like me. You're like, oh, you care about other people and blah blah. So I am going to order you right now, by the power invested in me as a YouTuber, I'm going to order you to be compassionate towards yourself, because you need to be. And if Jesus can take time off and go and rest because of his fatigue of dealing with people, then you can too. So I want you to leave me a comment and tell me what you're going to go do right now to take care of yourself. I'm going to tell you a couple things I do. Number 1, I like to walk. Number 2, I play pickleball when I can because it's good for me. Number 3, I like to watch shows like Shark Tank. Dun 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 dun. Anyway, occasionally I like ice cream. I know it's not good for me, but I like it. I like playing games. Over the Christmas day, I went to my neighbor's house and we played games, and it was fun. And they're going through a lot of stuff, and we were like, no, we're not going to talk about any of that. We're going to play a game. And for 2 hours, me and my husband and this other couple, we just played a game, and it was fun. So tell me what you're going to do. And as I always say, people, I hope you have a better day.